For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stephanie Hernandez. I am the chair for the committee that puts on these meetings every Friday. So we're so happy to see you all here. If you have not noticed, we are streaming. We are live on Zoom, I should say. So this is a pilot to see how we're going to do. So say hi to everyone. Hello. Got a full house, and I know there's going to be more coming. So it's great to have you all here in person and most certainly online. So those of you that have joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're here today. Wanted to welcome you all again to our open house preview every Friday here at 9 a.m. We have a great speaker who actually is one of our committee members who's going to do a great job and tell us some good information. Before that, I'd like to introduce or have Mr. Marcel come up here on some real estate related news, please.
Morning, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. As always, your support is really appreciated. So this week's real estate related news, I have this that CAR provided to us. Okay, so we gotta work the little things out here. We get this out of your way. See. Okay, there we go. All right, so CAR has provided this graph. Basically, this is what's going on. Sales of existing single-family homes in California dipped again in September for the fourth straight month as mortgage rates continue to climb to the highest levels in 23 years. Unfortunately, with an expectation for rates to remain higher for longer, based on the Fed's latest FOMC meeting. The hopes to see some improvements in the housing market in the fourth quarter are gradually fading. Tight supply due to lock-in effect remains a challenge, and with the market transitioning to the low season of the year, active listings will not likely improve much, if at all, by the end of the year. This will provide further support to prices, especially in areas of the state with persistent market competitiveness. This means the cost of borrowing will remain elevated, affordability crunched, and home sales as a result will likely continue to underperform in the near term. So that's what CAR has provided. This is Rancho Southeast, our local figures. Any other question? What was that? I'm sorry? What was that put out? This was put out, October 18th. Yes. October, yes. Today's the 19th? Today's the 20th.
2 days ago.
Yeah. That's what they're saying, that they're not dropping.
I'm sure that they're not going to raise them any. They weren't going to raise.
Yeah, so this came from
anything different.
So when the feds meet every quarter and they say they're increasing rates, they're increasing the overnight rate, not the interest rate. And when the overnight gets increased, it brings consumer confidence, investor confidence. So rates, when they're talking about raising those rates, or even the same,
It's not going to raise it.
right? Well, but that only.
Yeah, that's what it says, that it's gonna hold rates for now. I mean, that's what they're thinking
For now, yeah, I got
It actually affects consumer.
It just depends on the indicators that come out
mindset of social media
in the coming days.
It's in the market.
Yeah, right. Well, that's where it's our job as real estate professionals to educate, because that mindset or down.
Well, yeah, so that's basically real estate related news for today. So thank you.
Thank you, Marcel. Obviously, do more research if you want to see where we're at in terms of the real estate rates and kind of where we're at with the market. Can't rely always just on social media. We have to actually do some research and get some solid information in order for us to assess what's up, what's coming for the future. So I'd like to introduce our weekly sponsor this week. We have Carmen with New American Funding.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Speaking of the market and affordability, so we have a program that fits great right now with you're having a client that really wants to buy a house. It's hard. I'm dealing right now with clients trying to sell their home, purchase another home. They're having a hard time with the listing agents wanting to accept their offer because homes are staying a little more on the market, especially if they're a little less desirable, right? And so that home is staying. It's hard for your client to get an offer accepted, to open escrow. I have a client right now with that issue. but she's a FHA borrower. She doesn't have, even though she's selling her home, she has a lot of funds. She doesn't have the best credit. But I have a great program for those clients that do meet the criteria. So we have a program called NAP Cash. We will help we'll purchase the property for your client cash. And so when they're selling a home, let's just say they have a home for sale, it's taking a little bit to get an offer accepted, they can still purchase the home that they really want. They don't have to be a contingent buyer. They don't have to wait until their home sells to purchase. They don't get anything except for 3% price to put as a down payment. Grow put them in cash. We'll make sure they're qualified. So it's for conventional MBA up to 2 million in sales price, but they are up to, for example, in LA, Orange County, 1,089,000 low now. And so it's a great program to help those clients. I just had a client where he was competing against 29 offers, and he was able to get his offer accepted because he went in. About it. And we let it go. So, and I'll let him introduce himself.
I don't think I need an introduction like 99% of you guys bring out right. Thank everyone. Good morning, everyone. You guys, just so you know, there's coffee over there in case you're still feeling tired. Here to talk to you guys about the sexiest thing about credit. I'm totally the sexiest conversation to have with people. It's a very intimate conversation. So we'll light a candle, we'll put on some Marvin Gaye, we'll make credit sexy if we have to. So in the month of October, I believe I've told you guys the story before, but I'm going to tell you the story again because since it is October, it's unfortunately a spooky story because it's a real story. I had a realtor call me up and he actually had the most unfortunate news. He pre-qualified a client back in January. The client didn't qualify by the credit. So if you do, like 99% of most realtors, let me know when you're ready. And I'll focus on my A and B clients. You're considered a C client. Come to find out that same realtor was scrolling along on Instagram and saw that same client with a sold sign, and he was not the realtor that represented him. He called him up and congratulated him. Congrats on buying the house. You know, I just wanted to say congratulations. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be the one who represented you. The client told the realtor, thanks. I went after you guys pre-qualified me and I wasn't able to qualify. I went with another realtor who referred me over to a credit repair specialist. We planted the seeds, the time took it down, and I was able to buy with that realtor. Now, yet again, it's a spooky story because it's true. And unfortunately, we're also in the month of October. So be careful with the bats and cats that are kind of floating around you guys' heads. My goal is to help you guys out. I'm an account exec manager with Elite Credit Group. We specialize in helping clients out with what I personally call challenged credit. I don't like calling it bad credit because I don't think clients personally have bad credit. It's just challenges and obstacles that we need to overcome. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And neither should you guys ever tell a client they have bad credit because they'll walk away from you physically. They haven't already checked out mentally. Helping out with everything from late payments, jobs, collections, evictions, as well as even foreclosure and repos as well. So we're here to help out removing all the negative. And in a sense, the thing we have left is anyone else? Positive. See, you guys are paying attention. I love it. You guys do have caffeine. So my goal is to help you guys out, and I'm here to talk to you guys about obviously products we offer, which that's the selling side. I'm more value proposition to you guys. Who here can use an extra 4 to 6 escrows a year? Absolutely. Only like 3 people. The rest of you guys must be like. Most realtors and real estate professionals lose anywhere from 4 to 6 transactions a year due to clients with unfortunate credit. Now, when you take in your average price, which in this market, what's your average price right now? About 850, 800,000. That's close to 16 grand on a 2% side times 4 to 6. That's a lot of money being left on the table just because a client has unfortunate credit. And keep in mind, it's not only just those 4 to 6 clients, it's every one of their sphere as well. Because it's not just that one client, it's everyone they know as well that you're potentially missing out. My goal is to help you bridge that gap so you can build that relationship up with them so that anytime they think of real estate, they instantly think of you. Instantly think, you know what, I have amazing realtor. I'm gonna call up Chuck. I have an amazing lender. I'm gonna call up Stephanie, or I'm gonna call up Carmen. I know exactly who's gonna take care of my need, whether I have challenged credit or not. Now, who here was taught financial literacy and how to respect their credit? Show of hands. A 1, 2, 3. A couple of you guys. Cool. I was taught too, but I was unfortunately taught the wrong way. So at 18 years old, I went into Radio Shack at college, and they had a sign up that says, no credit, good credit, you qualify for the brand new iPhone. And I walked in and I applied, and what did they tell me? He looked at it and said, oh, you have credit, you just have bad, you don't qualify. Come to find out, my parents opened up a Time Warner cable bill in my name at 17. They paid everything, but never especially 18 with a collector.
Oh, dear.
So what did my mom do as a typical Latino? Put a curacao and finance. Now, for those who don't know what curacao is, if you don't know there, it's the Latino Best Buy where you're gonna buy a flat screen for $400 to pay like $1,200 in interest. But your monthly payments are only $29 a month. Yeah, you're gonna stop taking yourself to that. Don't do it. Now, going into the value proposition, who here is actively hosting open houses? I hope everyone's actually up there. You should be grinding. Now, when you're coming across families that want to buy, but they're hesitant, keep in mind that any lender can pretty much vouch for this. You need 3 things to qualify for a home. CIA. And the lender's going to become the CIA. They're going to know everything about it once they're done with the process. That stands for income and assets. Nowadays, you can get away with little to no assets. There's your down payment assistance programs, FHA, VA. There's your Dream for All program, which is going to come and turn into a nightmare just as fast as the first time it came around. There's different products for different people with assets. There's different products for different people on their income, whether they're W-2, 1099, there are a 12-month bank statement program, they're looking to a DSCR for investment programs. There's different products for different people based upon their income, but there's very few and seldom when it comes to credit. Now, you wouldn't trust a dentist with messed up teeth, right? It just doesn't make sense. The banks wouldn't naturally trust someone who has a bad credit report history. And the reason why is because it shows that they may not be able to repay back. And that's exactly what a credit report is. It's a Carfax for your wallet. Most simplistically way, but with the Elite Credit Group, like I said, we help out removing all things negatives as well as we work on credit. We help on boosting clients' credit. So we could take a client, and we have quite a few success stories with some of you guys right here inside this office today, where we've taken clients with no credit and we've gotten them up. We've taken a client from no credit to 750 in under 2 weeks.
Wow.
So especially when rates are extremely sensitive and you guys are out there working and pushing these higher price points, the rates matter. Now, if you have a client that, let's say, they barely get their foot in the door, but the rates are just not the best for them, so the only thing they can look at is a condo, but they want that single family residence, maybe enhancing their credit just a little bit more is going to be the difference between them qualifying just for that condo, or now they can qualify for that single family residence that they really want. My goal is to help you guys enhance your client's journey. And by that, I mean, I'm here as a tool. And I really mean it. I'm a tool. And now a tool is only as good as you apply it for. You can use a screwdriver to beat a nail in the wall, but you're going to be there for hours. Or you can use the correct tool, which is a hammer, and actually using it for what its intended purposes are. Now, who here has utilized credit repair before? A couple of you guys, great. And I'm assuming you guys had some great success stories. Obviously, there's always going to be a hit and miss, right? You know, this industry is a very cutthroat industry where you're only as good as your last at bat. Meaning, if you don't slam the client in escrow or you don't give the client the results immediately, they're walking away from you. Our goal is to help minimize that. Our goal is to help communicate with that. We are a little different from some other credit repair companies you guys may or may not have worked with in the past. One of the biggest credit repair companies in the world, Lexington Law, we've heard of them before, right? They do what I call the Planet Fitness model. They keep the client on. They're going to tell the client you're paying $395 every single 10, 12, 24 months later, they're getting their results. I don't think that's fair, nor is that right. At the end of the 2-year process, potentially, they're paying over $4,000. They only have to collection like $1,100. They get That's not fair. We charge a flat rate fee depending on the workload that needs to be done, meaning someone who has 1 collection is going to pay a lot less than someone who has 20. And you'd be surprised. I have clients right now that 28 collections where they don't pay no one back in time, including Netflix. So our goal is to help you guys out. Now, we not only help out clients that have socials, we'd also help out clients that are I-10. So this is a huge market right now where a lot of people are actually moving into the country, obtaining their citizenship for those who in a sense for an individual tax identification number. It's equivalent to that of a citizen. Now they need to buy an amazing product. If you do, let me know. I'd love to interview on that as well. Our goal is to help you guys out. Communication is crucial and key, especially in this market where the lender needs to have an amazing communication with the realtor needs to have an amazing communication with escrow. Everyone needs to constantly be in the loop so they know what's going on. We have a client relations manager that's going to follow up with the client as well as the referral partners on a month-to-month or every couple of weeks basis, just to give you guys an inside knowledge of what's going on with the client. Because one of the biggest hurdles and complaints that we've heard is people have signed up from other credit repair companies and they just completely went ghost. Obviously, I'm using Halloween references today, so bear with me with the buns. I understand that, you know, like I said, credit's not the most appealing conversation type of people. I am going to open it up and take a brief step back. Do you guys have any questions regarding credit? And just because you have a question doesn't mean you have bad credit. It can always be for a friend. Yes, I think for a friend.
If you can give us time frame.
Time frame, that's an amazing question. So time frame varies depending on the workload that needs to be done. Obviously, someone with one collection, real results are going to be done a lot faster than someone with 20. Now we have two routes. Who route and realm is you mail to the credit bureaus, which by the way, who here knows all three credit bureaus? So quick raise a hand. What are
Experience,
I mean,
look, I mean, look
Here,
at
you
my,
want
I mean, look at my hand. I am.
I'm boring her so much. She wants to get a vacation. I'm so sorry. So the typical credit is up to the 15 days to respond back to the bureaus, and the bureaus then have 15 days to respond back to us. That in the credit is called a cycle. That's 45. That's the traditional credit repair route if we do the mailing route. If it's something as easier as for credit repair for us to work with the creditor and obtain a deletion letter, we can get the deletion letter provided to the lender who can execute what's called a rapid rescore. Not every lender can execute a rapid rescore, so you want to ask those questions first beforehand. But front line up and get that credit supplement to get that item. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question? And Carmen knows because I've actually done several transactions with her as well.
Just a testimonial. I had a client, I had the borrower, and it was going to expire soon. So I said, you know what, we need to run credit. Ran credit for my second borrower, collection from, I think it's like it was a she said, oh my God, her credit dropped to under 600. And I said, we need to get this removed. I called Jose. I said, Jose, how much? You know, we need to get it done. $200 collection. We did it in 5 days. He gave me the letter in 1 day. I did my rescore in 3 days, got our credit back up. We didn't have to cancel, never told the agent.
Near me this moment. So you know that escrow you just got a commission on? I saved you.
But otherwise, I mean, under 600, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So,
Thank you.
really
Thank you. I'll give you $20 later.
I have a question for you. That was all. Does that collection come back? That's been my experience. I've been doing this for 35 years.
Yes.
And I hate when I have to refer them to companies that say they can go ahead and do their credit. And then it comes back after we close the transaction.
Okay, so I'm just gonna reiterate in case anyone in the back would with her. She's been working for a while and in the real estate industry. No, you're seasoned. Come on, we use real estate terms. You're seasoned.
I'm mature.
So she's been working in the real estate industry for a while, and she's concerned if she refers it out and something gets cleaned up today, it can possibly reappear tomorrow. I'm telling you right now that nothing's ever 100% guaranteed. But with us, if we do something and we tell a client we work on something, we do have a money back guarantee. And if something pops back up later, we'll work on that on the house.
What's the time frame for that?
Oh, is it?
Is it a year? Is it 2 years?
Oh, as long as that account is ever popped back up, you let us know. And if the account numbers match, we're working on it. So we care more about planting seeds versus burning bridges.
I'll call your mom.
That makes sense.
My mom doesn't scare me, my wife on the other. So my goal is to help everyone out, and like you said, there's times where you probably turn it over and things have popped back up. There are certain companies, and I won't throw no one's name or other company under the bus anywhere, but they say they can do it all. You want to be very wary of clients and credit repair specialists who say they can do it all. There's certain things no credit repair company can do. And by that, I mean, let's say you have a client and they have anything court ordered, child support, spousal support, wage garnishments, simply anything on the thumb on. You can delete it today, but it can reappear and repost again in a month from now. And the last thing, as you realtors should know, is right before the loan closes, right before they fund, prior to funding, most lenders will repull credit just to make sure all the ducks are in line. And that can kill an entire escrow. So because of which, if it's something that I know we can't do, we will let you know, because we don't suffer from commission back. We care more, like I said, about building a relationship with you guys than telling you something we can't. Now, on the things that we say we can do, no one's ever 100% success, right? How many here has ever listed 100% of the doors you knocked on? Or you've closed every single escrow you've ever had? Nothing, no, not a single canceled escrow ever.
In my dreams.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Say that to me.
That's why if we can perform with them a lot of time, we have like 10 nights, but we only perform on 7. They're going to get a prorated refund on the 3 we couldn't perform on, because it's only about being right. Now, we have come across other companies that even charge for an analysis. When you guys ask how much is it to just review a credit report, we don't charge. We're 100% free. We need to see the full credit report, and by that I mean we need to see all 3 bureaus. Like a car mechanic, you can't fix the car unless the car's in the shop, right? You can't hold the phone over the engine and say, hey, how does this sound? We can't diagnose that way. We need to see all 3 bureaus, what's known as a tri-merge or full credit report. And the reason why is because certain creditors will only report on one bureau or the other. One of the biggest ones is Speedy Cash that a lot of people pulled out amongst COVID. They seem to only like to report on TransUnion. So if you give me an Experian or Equifax report, show that. But yet I tell you your file is ready to go sit with the lender. They pull credit and see that TransUnion report. You're just to settle this out, or if it's in dispute. Guys, if you have clients right now and they're going on to the CK app, by the way, Credit Karma for us is what Zillow is for you guys. It's a good ballpark figure. It's never accurate, and they use it to sell your information. So I'm gonna give you a couple tips and tricks on that as well, on how to avoid getting your numbers blown up. If you go on Credit Karma, you hit dispute, you see your credit score goes up, but it still says that in dispute. Dispute for us is what pending is for the real estate world. It's not closed. It's not active and posted. It's in dispute. It's in the midst. It's in pending. So when you sit down with the lender and they see all these stuff saying dispute, they need to take it out of dispute, which is going to show your real score. So it either needs to be finalized or it needs to be posted. It's going to be one of the two. It can't stay in dispute. So just for you realtors know, that's an amazing tip that's going to help you guys save some time. Don't tell the client to go on Credit Karma, hit dispute, and then sit down with the lender and run their credit. Please don't, because the lenders are just going to spin their head and they're going to say, how can we structure this deal, which is not going to give them the most favorable rates, where the rates are going to be as high as Snoop Dogg in this day and age. So with that being said, guys, in regards towards Credit Karma, one of the easiest tips and tricks I always tell everyone, if you are in the process or you have a client that's going to sit down with the lender and get pre-qualified and get a hard inquiry, make sure you guys log on to Credit Karma. If you have one, if you don't have one, don't worry about it. Go to your profile, change your phone number. Yes, sir.
What's the anticipated turn time? So like where in the process of the transaction should we get our client ready to sit with?
Me. So that actually varies. So I've became, where I had to pull out an S on my chest in the midst of an escrow where it's, hey, they had to repull credit. And, we have situations where, hey, life happens. And then there's times where, hey, the second they sit down with the lender, they pull the credit then. Hey, the lender says, if you want that DPA, that down payment assistance, you need to be hypothetically 680, you're at 620. Let's go ahead and give Jose a call to see what we can do. Or even if, you're with a real, with the client right now and you met them at an open house and they say they want to buy it, but before they sit down with the lender, they know their credit is challenged. So, well, let's review it first so we can make sure you're fixed nice and well, so you don't get a hard inquiry. Because if they sit down with the lender, a lender's gonna give them a hard inquiry, and some lenders charge 50 to 80 bucks per person to even hard pull their credit. Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, I'm not a realtor, bro. I'm just curious about the process. Should we start probing our clients, screening our clients before they get the pre-approval and maybe come see you? Or after the pre-approval during it?
I recommend probing your clients right off the bat when you start expressing that they want to buy their stuff, because you want to have a reasonable expectation for those clients, where you need to let their clients, this is going to be the emotion. You write up an offer, you get it declined. You write up an offer, you get countered. You get open escrow, you're ready. The inspection comes in, the appraisal comes back in. It's an emotional journey. So you're setting up that reasonable expectation, not only for the process, but for the credit side. Absolutely.
And then one last question, sir. You didn't pay for these questions, but I think. That's free. You said no.
Our consultations are 100% free. Review their credit report, you don't work on the credit report that the lender has. Soft, all 3 bureaus. Now you can get a cheaper per dollar. If you do, it's probably flexible need. It allows them to softball all 3 credit bureaus for just $1, and this way we can review the credit report. So on our analysis, we tell them based upon where your analysis is at, these are your scores. These are the action steps that we can take. This is the timeline, the cost, and your projected scores. And we give that to them in a super easy email, free. We don't charge them for that. We don't charge them unless we actually have to work on the file. Yes, sir.
Soft pull to hard pull and see if the data is similar, or see if it's different from that software.
So the data is going to be very accurate in a sense of what's reporting. The numbers from our soft pull versus a hard inquiry are going to be 2 different, because the soft pull shows a consumer report. The hard pull shows a credit report. The active accounts, the late payments, and the balances are going to be accurate. However, the scores might be a little bit different, and they're on average about 20 to 30 points, if that makes sense.
So I have a client that are for credit. One person has good credit, the other one has no credit score at all. So they qualify. Out on the person doesn't have no.
Thank you. Yes, I'll elaborate on that. First and foremost, if you guys have a client that has no credit, what's the first thing you're going to tell them to do? I'll say, I don't care about that. The person open up the account. Post, and then your age of history is very new. At sponsor an account, that's actually the best one. Maybe at the start, maybe at the shiny. They pull credit, it shows up NA, NA, NA. If the Smith family has a well-established tier 1 or tier 2 credit card, they can add little Johnny as an authorized user on that account. So if that account is 5 years old, perfect payment history, and also a low balance because you don't want to impact the DTI, you can add little Johnny stuff, and then posting date. Little Johnny is going to have your account immediately added to his credit, which that's going to skyrocket. Now we have that as a service called trade lines, both personal and for business. Now, trade lines are a little bit more costly, you know, the versus credit repair, because you're adding years and years and years of positive history. Now, keep in mind, if the family has an account they want to add little Johnny to, just let them know. When you add the good, you're adding that. So they have one card that needs a late payment. And that transaction history, that late payment is also going to impact little Johnny as well. So you have to be cautious with what card. Say posting date. That's something you have to know about. There's 2 dates. Credit card. Every credit card has 2 dates. Your statement date and your posting date. Statement date is when the minimum is due. $35, you know, for the data report to the bureau. on the 19th, which is yesterday, and you add them today, you're gonna have to wait till next month. Now, the posting date. Posting date, and they'll tell you. But and this is the great tip for you guys, for kids, yourself. You want to set them up. Staff. 8 years old. She is 18, she's gonna have a credit card that's older than her in her name. She's gonna well above me. We just.
There's the $10 right now, guarantee rate right now is actually going through and running a soft pull. And with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will allow them to do you the approval.
Do you want to stop
On the soft pull. Started it about 2 months ago.
to pick your brain on it after? We'll get coffee.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not coffee. I'm already drinking an energy drink.
But it is coming, Fannie Freddie are looking doing that. Each consumer the pre-quals.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
it is coming out, so just an FYI for you.
Awesome.
Our company also has the software all the way up to maybe, but once they're gonna go clear the fund.
They want the full report. Makes sense naturally. Now, keep in mind, guys, it's going to be people, and obviously these are amazing, great tools. In regards towards credit news, there was a credit repair expo down in Anaheim last week, and TransUnion, Smart Credit, a lot of big wigs were there. One of the things that Smart Credit has announced, and even TransUnion and Equifax has experienced, they're sending out acknowledgement letters, they're sending out stall letters late, which means the process taking 45 days is taking longer. It's taking closer to 70 days. Why? Because they're backed up. You'd be surprised when people think, oh, it's around the seasonal time, I can send it in because less people are disputing. They actually hire more people around the seasonal time than anything else. And for the reason of that, it takes a little bit longer to get rid of some certain derogatory remarks. So with that being said, guys, credit takes time to repair. Credit is like the trust of a spouse. It's very easy to mess up and it's going to take time to build back. So just keep that in mind. Now, in regards to other credit related news, I've obviously mentioned the last couple of weeks ago as well. Anyone who has any active buyers right now with student loans, make sure you tell them to log into their portal. For the last 3.5 years, throughout the whole months of COVID, there's been no student loan payments. Starting September 1st, it was accruing interest. October 1st, first payments were due. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a huge market where there's going to be less potential buyers and more NODs when it comes to certain loans. Because throughout the whole midst of COVID, they had no payment. The $350 student loan payment was not going on. So what did? They went and financed a car. Now they have their car and their student loan payment at the same time. So people are going to be a little bit more buried under than anything else. Yes, sir.
You mentioned this. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, one thing I haven't heard is when they're late, are they late that 1 month? Are they late that whole year?
It's only for 1 month, and they're going to get hit with what's called a rolling 30 for one 30-day late. We're able to make sure if you're able to help save your clients that money so they don't have to pay us. Everybody make their payments. On top of that as well, effective August 1st as well, anyone who wasn't paying rent amongst the whole COVID, evictions are finally rolling out. So there's going to be a potential boom of people who have multi-unit properties that, you know what, I've been under this whole COVID process. I need to just sell it and cut my ties. So make sure you guys are on top of that as well to keep in contact with maybe any past clients that you've helped purchase multi-units. Now, I know time is always of the essence. If you guys ever need me to come to your office and do a credit report crash course, because don't know how to read a credit report, just look at the 3 numbers and that's it. Let me know. I'm more than willing to do that. We're here to help you guys out. I'm a tool in your tool belt. Like I said, I hope you guys are using credit repair. And if you're not, you're potentially losing out on clients, whether it's myself, whether it's, anyone else. I'm not going to throw any names. We don't know anyone else. I don't like speaking down on competition because that's not how you talk. And there's more people with bad credit than good credit in this day and age. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listening to this Puerto Rican dude just talk to you guys for about 30 minutes, right? You guys are amazing. You guys are here every Friday. For those who are religiously here, you guys are planting more seeds and sharpening the axe than the ones who are at home. You know, just looking at TikTok all day or just doing dances trying to get views. So you guys are awesome. Keep at it. With that being said, thank you for your time. I'll bring the floor back on to Stephanie.
If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask Jose after the meeting. He's here.
More friend.
Yes, and he's always here. Most weeks he's here and he's always very, very helpful. Have a lot of stories and, he's helped me as well. So he's definitely a good tool to have in your belt. So, before I start, if anyone has any properties they want to pitch or mention, I'd like you guys, if you guys can take the moment and just mention it to ourselves so we can have that queued up for I'd like to have all the newcomers and visitors introduce themselves, stand up, let us know where you're from, how you heard about us, and some of the I'm not staring there for a reason, but if you can send that for free. Where you're from, how you heard about us.
Okay.
Stand up.
He looks so thrilled.
Well, I was invited by Renee and Chuck. Gretchen's company based in Whittier. Whittier, the rest of the home. And I'm here to also learn from you guys, more than anything else, to make new connections, new people.
What was your name?
Andres.
Andres.
Yeah.
Very
That's all that is.
nice to meet you. Andres. Hello. Visitors, yes, please stand up.
Well, my name is Teresa. I work with a builder called RC Homes in Long Beach. And I think talk about in a minute. The only home or condominiums with three projects. Really good location. It's 6th and Dawson. And we give 2.5%. Move-in ready.
Yeah, she'll say it.
Okay, well, I am from RC Homes. RC Homes is based in LA. They're an infill builder. Been in new homes for quite some time, so.
Welcome.
Welcome. Anyone else? Awesome. Well, welcome to the first time visitors. Yes, please. Yes.
I'm Marina Ramirez Lomelli from Alcava Suarez, just kidding. It's Marina Ramirez Lomelli. I'm the Tri-County Board of Realtors and I received a phone call from Joseph.
Yes, he's here.
Okay, hi Joseph. I get a lot of phone calls, so I apologize if I was a little, what? Ooh, what? Look at the MLS. Follow the instructions. So I have a listing in Huntington Park and that's why I was invited. I'm with Tri-Counties. I live in Diamond Bar. I'm doing business for 35 years. I'm with Home Smart Key Realty and this is the first time maybe the second time in 35 years that I've gone outside of work. We will meet new people.
Oh,
But I was talking on the phone.
That's okay. You're welcome.
And I missed.
And you came from a very long way. Yes.
Yeah.
So welcome, everyone. Good to see you all. We're glad to have you all here. So at this time, we want to go ahead and do our property presentations and property pitches. Those of you that are presenting or have pitches, please line up and Marcel will queue up your property on our screen.
My name is Teresa, and this is we just showed a picture of our 23 condominiums on the corner of 6th and Dawson. It is a story condominium with rooftop decks. Homeowners dues are only $3.99. It is gated. Walking distance to Long Beach's first Michelin star restaurant, 1 block away. And then 2 blocks away from Retro Row, which is with restaurants and other activities. Our broker co-op is 2.5%. Please bring me some clients and we'll be closing quickly. So we have 30-day closes right now.
Right.
Any questions?
Right.
Oh, 767 up to 1 million or 1 million. We have 2 4-bedroom homes on the corner of Dawson, right on the front side. And they're 4.5 baths, so it's a full suite down below. Yes,
HOAs.
$399.
And there's nice, like there's garages. and stuff.
There's 2-car garages, and then across the street from us is an empty parking lot. We did covet 4 spaces, and also there's street parking for guests.
What, is there an HOA?
$399. Yeah, it is. And then there was just a picture. That's one of the rooftop decks. That picture is the common area. So those barbecues are going in next week. They just put in the flat work, and landscaping is going in this week. So we opened 2 weeks ago. We sold 3. Very excited. People are excited. I have a lot of customers coming into, maybe one spouse is in Orange County, the other's in LA. They're kind of meeting in the middle. So it's a good location there, and it'll be a great rental property also. I've had a couple of investors look at it. So I hope I see you all today. We are appointment only just because that's how we set it up. But today I have it open. I'm there every day except Tuesday, Wednesdays are my days off, but I'm always available by phone or text.
What is your name again? I'm sorry.
Teresa Mason.
Teresa, do we have to register our clients?
Yes, please, on the first visit, and then I'll do all the rest of the work for you.
What's the Michelin restaurant?
It's called Heritage. It's a
Oh,
sister and brother
yes.
team,
Yes.
and the owners are wonderful. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing restaurants. I'm from Orange County, and I can't believe the amount of great food in Long Beach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Morning, I'm Tricia with Jackson Real Estate Group, and this is my listing in Marina Del Rey. It is coming soon. As of right now, it will go live next week. It is a 4-story right next to the beach, just steps away. The entry level has a primary bath with a half bath there, laundry in. All appliances will stay in. This is the bathroom downstairs. The main level is what you saw at first, and that's where all your living space, your entertainment, your family game night, all that will be. The third level has, that's the primary the double state. That's the third level with the office space, bathroom in there as well. That's it. And then there's a 4th level with the office, and you see the outside deck right there. Private deck, you can see fireworks, you can see the beach, the canal, and literally your steps away from the beach. Listed at $1 million, and taking the parking with storage. You can walk to shops down the street. It's on Pacific and Reef, and you can bike to Venice. You can bike to all types of places. So it's 8 units in the building. So great lighting. Nice. They go quick. Lasting things. 0 days. 3. So there you go. Awesome.
Okay.
733. Yes. This one has air, which most of them don't. So yeah, the air conditioning unit is 2 years old.
This is listing that Joseph would like to comment it, share your listing. It's a really cute house. It's close to downtown Huntington Park. It's a pretty big lot. The lots on that street are pretty big, and there's so much that you can do with the property in the back. Both neighbors, let's see, the neighbor across the street, he put, I think, 2 units in the back. And this one, that little house back there, it was already there, and it's just 4 walls, and you can set it up as a game room, whatever you want to set it up as. Use your imagination, and it has the garage, and they're very friendly with EDUs in Huntington Park, so bring me an offer, please. What is the park? Pardon me? It's Steam Pay. 633-369. I like to play with numbers. I manifest with nothing. Thank you.
Come on up, Mike. Don't be shy.
Well, hey, let's give me up.
Okay, well. So shy.
So mention this line. Part. The identified. Going to the exterior. Prevent that. Helps them appreciate the original owner, they've taken great care of it over the years. So you can see we are doing a lot. Great White neighborhood is essentially when you come out of Grand up Osprey Farm, if you cross the light, you turn left and right into a nice little cozy neighborhood. It's presidential track, but it's also the tree track. So so anybody have any questions, let me know. We've got 2 weeks to sell this, in contract for the home. So I am motivated, she is motivated, and I'm gonna make it happen. So give me a call. Let's just come up here. For those of you that don't know, Long Beach, the Long Beach region now has a REALTORS group. Renera, yeah, she did say there's an announcement site. So we have an installation meeting this week. Sorry, coming up on Thursday. Anyone that's interested, it's an organization built upon the fact that at one point people of color weren't able to be real estate agents or realtors. So they created a group called NARAB and REALTORS. There are existing chapters in other areas of LA and Orange County, but there was not one for long. So recently established, and we're having our first installation. Part of the organization. So it's people within the real estate industry doing things for the community, actually. So it's not about just getting together, networking, doing things that are possible.
I go to Acacia and Compton.
ACA.
CIA.
So vacant land one?
No, ma'am.
Oh, no. Okay.
Good morning, my people. No, I do not have an open house today, but I do have one all weekend. This is a charming 2.5 bath townhouse in the city of Compton, located right across the street to the brand new coming next year Compton High School. It's a small community, like 30-something units. She's is well taken care of, and we're ready to go. It's a 2-bedroom upstairs with vaulted ceilings, a kitchen, a living room, a sitting area, and out in the sitting area. So this is the area just before the garage. So the garage is not attached, but you go through this to get to the 2-car garage. And so I will welcome you to come to my open house tomorrow. It's the theme of it is Think Pink, and it's all about breast cancer.
Okay, what's the HOA?
The HOA is
Can you scroll down, Marissa?
yeah, slow down. But what is it? I'm sorry. I got 5 listings, so I just can't keep up.
Go ahead.
So we're to the sheriff's department, the city hall, New Compton High School that's coming, and if you don't want to live in here, this is gonna be a super great location. And I'm telling you, this property is a must-have. Cash.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and are there any fire requests? Anything else? I know, right? So, thank you all for pitching your properties. We really appreciate it. So this time, we want to thank you all for being right now. So realtors have not cards in our house. I'll grab them. Feel free, any cards. And we have our sponsors, our door sponsors here, Mr. Gary and Ada, my co-chairs. Good to see you, the committee co-chair, I should say. Yes, please, thank you. And we'll have Miss Ada come first. She is with, what was that? Let you, well.
Hello everyone, my name is Ada Reese and I am with Trust One Escrow. So thank you guys very much for coming today. I'm an escrow officer in the company, so if you have great deals, let's just say interesting deals, please give me a call. I know everything is changing. So, I'm going to get it. I'll see you next week and you can go ahead and have.
Nice.
Hey. I always turn my head like I'm the one.
Bang.
Kirby, get up there. They need to take a sky.
Come on up and come on up. I know. And we have Gary here, Gary Matsumoto.
Hi, Gary Matsumoto, South Bay Equity Lending. A lot of mortgage brokers out there, but we're doing everything commercial, hard money, all of the kind of niche stuff, as well as great conforming rates. Today I brought, well, this one is for Halloween.
Oh, look at that.
I think I just want that.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
For the child and you and for the adult and you, we have Martha's shard. Martha's Stewart shard. Okay, so that's what that is.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Be a realtor today.
What's that?
Green is the winning.
You might.
All right. Judith.
We'll have the winners, the speaker, and the sponsor. Corey, do you want to come up? We'll take a quick picture of all six of you guys quickly. Say, come on up.
Yes,
Photo.
really quick before you guys take off, I need help from you guys.
And your face.
Next week I'll be sponsoring, but I'm bringing a small princess with me, my daughter, and we're all gonna be in costume, right? Because I promised her she's gonna see some villains, some princesses, and in between. So, sure you guys are definitely festive next week as well. Costume.
Yes, remember that.
That'll
next
do it.
week, as in-
You saying that, that'll do it.
Next week, we're going to go ahead and, for those of you that like Halloween and want to dress up, feel free to dress up. And we'll also have our affiliate appreciation day that afternoon here at the park. But everyone is welcome, not just affiliates. So get dressed on Friday for your costume.
Get dressed.
Okay.
Become a wonder princess paper or, a cancel escrow. That doesn't have a costume, something.
Also, guys, we're celebrating Halloween right now, but just to give you a heads up, we're starting a campaign for local, this is gonna be benefiting local charities in our community, specifically. It says LA Food Drive, but we worked it out to where this is gonna go to local organizations, feeding everybody. We're gonna be doing this all through the month of November. The deadline is November 30th, so by all means, every week you come, you can bring something, drop it off. We got 3 boxes here. I'm really ambitious that you guys are gonna show up for the community and fill all 3 boxes. And I will be personally delivering to them. So if we can, just in the next couple of weeks, like I said, it's over November 30th, but we want to take care of our local community.
So any leftover Thanksgiving items, feel free to bring them here.
I'll bring out groceries to pick up some extra food.
Items that no glass and nothing that's gonna expire.
Oh,
Wonderful. We'll make sure we do that. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful.
Green,
It's gonna expire.
It's probably expired recently.
Oh.
And there's flyers out there that can take you ideas on what items is great as well. So, thank you guys again. Don't forget to dress up next week if you guys are in the spirit to do that. And have a wonderful week. And
we're gonna go buy her.
yeah.
Sorry, guys, sorry. Just to get specific, which properties are gonna be open? Marina's property is open on Live Oak in Huntington Park.
Long
And
Beach.
anyone else's property open?
Teresa's
Teresa's property is open. You can go by Teresa's property and this is happening as well.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. So, you can't select sellers, okay, and she just wants to buy. So unfortunately, it took like more than 4. Because her and her husband are living in separate places. Right, so it's about 27, 15.
Never give me a call. Never give me a call.
Great job. Let me ask you another question. I will have a conversation. If I write a letter.
She can ask for potential, what's called a good faith for GFR. There's a very slim chance that they'll give it to her, but
She, you took the room for like, asking, like,